Hey guys, welcome to I Love Crypto. I'm Jacob Canfield,
Mark Moss.
and we're at Consensus 2018. We're at New York City. We're staying at Ground Zero, the Hilton. We've had a big day, long day, lots of projects, lots of interviews, lots of ICOs, lots of cool information. But there's definitely some trends, some things that we're noticing, some really cool parts that we're noticing just kind of happening in the space, some evolutions. One of the big things that I'm seeing is participation
Yeah.
from every single angle, from average public, just average Joe investor to institutional money to cybersecurity. I mean, everybody that you can imagine, they're all coming into this space, and I'm meeting and seeing and greeting a lot of these types of people. What are some of the things you're noticing?
Yeah, so I'll definitely say that. I mean, 8,000 people this year, a massive, massive turnout. I'm noticing how many projects there are. So there's new projects, like you talked about cybersecurity. There's some new areas popping up, but there's a lot of people jumping into existing verticals as well.
One thing that I'm seeing though is I've been to a lot of conferences, and I would say that the projects that I'm seeing are elevating their game to a whole new
Oh yeah,
level.
definitely.
The developers are coming from MIT, coming from Google, Facebook, Amazon, and they're coming into the blockchain space and they're starting their own company. So that's one thing that I'm seeing is bigger names, better developers are at this conference and at these projects that I've seen before.
Yeah, for sure. We're definitely seeing the projects kind of moving further down the roadmap. So now we've actually seen projects working, which is really cool. And we've met today some really accomplished developers, and definitely shows the amount of money and focus that's being on this whole industry right now by the talent that's being attracted.
One of the exciting things that I'm really noticing is not Gen 1 or Gen 2, but Gen 3 blockchain layers. And one of the ones that we saw today was the interoperability meeting, and that was
Right.
Aeon. And I know that you really liked that conference. Tell them a little bit about what you think with Aeon.
Yeah, so we have this technology, but we don't really have it usable today. So we're looking for things that make it more accessible and more usable. And so one of the things is having them interoperate or talk between each other. There was a specific panel just regarding that, and Aeon was up there presenting, and man, they are on their game.
I think he stole the show. I'd say that's like the shining highlight moment so far. I mean, they had Charlie Lee of Litecoin.
And he didn't have anything to add.
I would say that like that's one thing that I'm noticing is some of these OG developers
are being left behind.
These new guys on these third gen interoperability blockchain layers, they're on it. Matt, kudos to you, man. That was a good job, and I think we have an interview with you tomorrow. But
yeah, and not only are they better in tech, like they're smarter, but they almost get the big picture better as well. The vision, exactly. So you would almost think an OG would retain that original vision, but it was pretty evident that it wasn't the case. And Matt was on point with his delivery. So super excited about that, because that's what allows the adoption. That allows us to start using the tech, and that's a big piece.
another thing that I'm seeing is very few ICOs are actually launching ICOs. They're all public sales. They're all going to SAFT agreements, all accredited investor.
Right.
And so it's getting much more selective. So you've got to be at these types of events to find the best deals and find the best projects. And you've got to talk to a lot of people. And we talked to hundreds of people today just to find those types of projects. So that's another trend that I'm seeing is they're being like snatched up by like VC funding.
It is a big trend, and we've done some videos about that, talking about how the industry has changed, and the best projects now are getting filled in pre-sale before they ever go to public. In addition, all the best teams, all the best developers are getting taken. So that is a big trend, and definitely seeing that here today, although there is some pretty good projects here.
Oh no, there's some amazing projects. The other thing that we're seeing a lot of is it's a really cool hybrid of federal regulators that are here, along with these democratic, anti-governmental developers, and there's this cool merging going on, and they're talking about the coexisting of these ecosystems, and I've never really seen that before. Most of the time it's just like down with the government, but now you've got like the Fed chair here.
Yeah.
You've got some, U.S. attorney.
This shows a little bit different in regards to this consensus show. Usually has more bankers. It's kind of more traditional Wall Street people, so it's a little bit different. But to have the Fed chair from St. Louis, I think it's like the 8th Fed chair, was here talking is like a really, really big deal. Now, I don't know how you feel about that one way or another. However, it does show the legitimacy of it. So that was a big deal. One of the big things that I saw, again, going back to the usability. So I want to see this industry grow. And so having things interoperate is one big piece of that. Another big piece that we talked about 6 months ago was that in order for the institutions to come in to bring hundreds of millions of dollars, they needed to fix the custody issue. How you hold,
a big one.
It's a big one. How you hold your funds. So for me or you to hold it on our Trezor or Ledger is one thing, but when you have $500 million, it's a whole nother. But there was no solution, and today we saw a few solutions for that.
Yeah, one of our favorite was actually Ledger.
Yeah.
Ledger had a really cool technology that they're coming out with.
Yeah, they introduced it at the show. They actually had a little meeting room, and they were doing private demos of it. I sat through one, and basically they came out with a new model where you still retain the private keys, however they manage them, and it's this hybrid deal, and it's only for accounts of 25 million up.
Yeah.
25 million up. So it's institutions, and that fixes a massive piece of the problem that allows this money to start coming in.
One of the things that I really like that I'm seeing today is a lot of these really cool projects from like 2017, like Civic, Vinny Lingham, like SONM, Fog, Decentralized Fog Computing. They're now starting to release their products.
Right.
They're now getting to that point where these 2017 ICOs, they've been developing for a while, and they're starting to get to the point where they're releasing products. One of the cool things was Civic had a identity verification app where you could actually go up to the vending machine and verify your age anonymously through this verification app. You have to scan in your ID, and you can actually get beer out of the vending machine in a trustless environment, which that's a pretty cool use case for identity verification. I know Civic's been working on that for a long time. And then SONM, if you're not familiar, it's a decentralized fog computing system. They had a really cool demo. And we've seen their price come, shooting up through the roof leading up to the meeting. They're one of the big sponsors here. But it's really cool to see a lot of these ICOs from like early stage start to get some real big appeal here.
For sure, and Civic is a great use case, and I've actually had it open in the long-term portfolio for 6 months at least, maybe longer, and it hasn't really done anything.
Yeah.
But
well, they're starting to move.
They're starting to move now, and really, we have this massive trend towards securities. And the thing with securities is they have to know your customer, KYC. And so Civic is going to be a big beneficiary of this massive shift towards securities.
Civic and the Key, with TKY, it's a NEO-based identity verification program. So those two are both like going to be huge beneficiaries of that.
So it's just nice seeing these things that we saw a long time ago finally coming to fruition, which is really cool.
When you hold on, we're patient investors. When you hold on to these things for a long time, and it's just like, well, when is this stuff?
Yeah.
It's a patience game. We've seen Nebulas. That's one of my favorite long-term holdings.
Yeah. I didn't get a chance to see them today. I think you talked to them. Maybe?
Yeah. We're gonna have an interview tomorrow with them.
Okay, great.
But yeah, all in all, man, it's been a really cool event. I know that some people are boycotting it, like Vitalik Buterin, June from Omisego. The project manager for Omisego.
But that doesn't stop it from happening.
But it doesn't stop it from happening, and it's pretty nuts, man. It's shoulder to shoulder.
It is.
You can barely move in these things. It takes 20 minutes to get to the elevator. But that's just a sign of the times. Everybody's coming into this space, and we're still so early, guys. We're just early adopter phase. So, hopefully you guys found this recap helpful. We'll be doing a recap every day, day 1, day 2, day 3. Follow along. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. We're doing live views. Yep. I did a live video of MetalPay's new app with a new updated app. They've got this thing called Popping. Every time you send a transaction, you make money back. And then Aon announced today Aon Bridge. It's this new technology for interoperability. So lots of cool announcements, lots of cool updates. Make sure you're following along because those things are translating into price increases for a lot of these cryptocurrencies, especially some of the lesser known ones.
And we have a bunch of really good interviews lined up. So there's coins that you've heard us talking about a lot, and we're going to dig deep with the team, and you're going to learn a lot more about them. So definitely stay tuned for that.
Cool. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow along, and we'll see you guys on the next video.